Last week, Justin Fields had probably his best game as a pro, but the Bears lost. This week, Justin Fields built on that performance through 4 touchdown passes. And this time, the Bears romped in Washington, a 40-20 win on Thursday Night Football. Lorin Cox from Locked On Bears joins me now. And Lorin, this was not just the Justin Fields show. It was the DJ Moore show. He had the hat trick in this game, one of the greatest statistical Bears receiving performances we have ever seen. What has changed over the last 2 games for this Bears offense?
It's certainly a low bar for greatest wide receiver performance in Chicago Bears.
Yes.
But no, I mean, sometimes it's as simple as putting DJ Moore earlier in the progression and putting plays where DJ Moore is the primary receiver earlier in the game as well to get him going. And sometimes it's playing a Washington secondary that's a little younger and struggling a little bit and benched one of the cornerbacks that DJ Moore was beating during the game. Like, it's kind of a combination of all the above. I mean, one of the frustrating things that we've seen this season is a lack of emphasis of DJ Moore in this offense. Like, there were plays where you saw DJ Moore running the rub route for other receivers. Like, DJ Moore is kind of the decoy in the play to free somebody else open. But now that it's like, no, became the primary read, more double moves in this game because Fields had more time in this game because the offensive line was playing better. Like, it is collectively 11 guys and a coordinator doing a better job, but also I think putting DJ Moore in more of those positions to be successful as well. And Fields also making some nice throws too.
Does this need to be more? Is there a lot more you want to see here, more growth, or is it just maintain sort of what we've seen here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's maintain this, but against higher quality opponents. I mean, sure. We've now seen the Commanders give up 30 points. This is the 4th straight game. And albeit before it was against, the Eagles and the Bills. And then before that, it was the Broncos. But like, for a while, Commanders fans were kind of sitting here going, okay, have they just been playing some really good offenses, or do we have really serious concerns about this defense? And I think when the Bears,
and then we saw Denver's defense last week get 70 hung on it.
Yes. And so Justin Fields' 2 great games here have been Broncos and Commanders, 2 defenses that have been struggling greatly. And you still have to do it, right? That's not to discredit what Fields has done. Like, not every quarterback is putting up 4 touchdowns against these defenses. Not every quarterback is having the kind of success that he's had even against these bad defenses. He deserves credit for doing it. But for us to get to this conversation of maybe Fields could still be the long-term quarterback, you got to start doing it against actually good opponents here. If the Bears are going to have the number 1 pick and maybe the opportunity to draft a quarterback this year, maybe a new coaching staff, like, Justin Fields will have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he's the guy. And to do that, you got to do it against teams that aren't the Broncos and the Commanders, but not to take away from him at least doing it against those teams, because we weren't seeing that in the past either.
You mentioned this coaching staff. There's been some rumblings about Matt Eberflus and his future with this organization. But if you're going to criticize Luke Getsy, and you're going to have to call press conferences to say, I didn't throw him under the bus, if you're Justin Fields and that quarterback, then give him some credit in this game, because yes, Justin Fields made some terrific throws. The second touchdown to DJ Moore was an absolute dime. He also threw to a couple of wide open receivers for big plays. The first DJ Moore touchdown, it's a great design. It's a great read. They got exactly the coverage that they were looking for. What did you think schematically they were able to do in this one?
Yeah, we're seeing Luke Getsy and Justin Fields settle back into the confidence that they were building last season. And I think that's really where the frustration has been with Getsy, right? It's like, okay, now we're getting to a point where we're running more play action. We're moving the pocket more. We're getting more designed quarterback runs. We're getting Fields into a rhythm, and we're getting him confident. And sometimes he's that quarterback that almost needs to get hit once and kind of, all right, like, then he's dialed in once he kind of gets that hard hit where it's like, all right, now he's ready to go and be confident and deliver. And if you get that confidence going early, it really settles for the rest of the game. And I think the early season frustration from Luke Getsy felt like, they had gotten back to things that weren't working last year. And then last year they changed the offense and it started working again. And this year they reverted back to what wasn't working. Now it seems like they're back to what's working again. And the frustration was like, you knew what was supposed to work and you weren't getting to that. Now it feels like, again, the Bears are getting back into that style of offense that was putting up a bunch of points last season. And I think the underrated storyline from this game against the Commanders was improvement from the Bears defense and being a lot more aggressive in blitzing and pressuring Sam Howell too, to make sure that this Commanders offense wasn't comfortable.